Please don't go there. Oh, all right.
Bam, that's what you call a tune. 1965 then, Van Morrison, Baby Please Don't Go. What a great start to a Saturday morning. Okay, now here we are, Kevin Daly, the Sports Ferret, back on air on 105.9. And today we're joined by Barry Pluck and Claudia Carney. Now, there's a massive event coming up, so we want to say good morning to you, Claudia. How are you? Hang on, let me just press the microphone up. There we go. First ferret fail. There, Barry, you're watching, are you? Right, Claudia, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. Right, now, thanks for coming in. Now, you're involved in this new project down the beach there, yeah?
Yeah, so, with Folkestone Sunny Sands. So,
okay, and what will your function be there?
I'm doing stand-up paddleboarding, so I'm going to be a stand-up paddleboarding instructor down there and taking all the groups and club sessions.
Okay, well, we've got loads to talk about, so we just want to say hello to Barry. Morning, Barry.
Good morning, Kevin.
How are you?
I'm very well. Very tired, but very well.
Good. So you've had a busy week trying to get this event weekend up and running, is that right?
Yeah. It's been a busy 6 months, to be honest.
Has it?
Yeah, but fingers crossed after the next 2 weeks, things should start to slow down, hopefully.
Okay. Well, let's just take rewind a little bit. Now, this is an adventure by the Shetway Sports Trust, is that right?
Yes, that is correct, Kevin.
Okay, so tell us just a little bit about the Shetway Sports Trust and what they do in Folkestone.
Well, we're a sports charity, and the main really to enhance lifestyles through sport. So we work with all the schools, put on events, send in coaches to get people more active and participating in sport. We run sports sessions in the community, and also we support all of the sports clubs and link them all together. So the idea being we're just going to get more people playing sport, more people active, and make Shetway a better place.
Okay, so if anyone's got any questions about sport or wants to join clubs, then they all funneled really into your phone, into your desk. You're the man.
Yes.
You're the desk jockey. Right. Okay, now, Claudia, back to you. Now, Claudia, now this sounds like a great adventure here for Folkestone. So, but tell us a little bit about yourself, about your sporting background.
Okay, so I've started windsurfing. This is how I got into all of this. My dad kind of taught me how to windsurf, and then I progressed from there. Competed at national and international level.
Did you?
Yeah, and took me all the way up to Olympic Development Squad.
Right.
So,
fantastic.
so I got into that when I was about 15.
So where did you do all this then? Along this coast?
Yeah, so I started in Hive, so from Hive and Saltwood Sailing Club.
Right.
And then, moved on from there, gone all over the place, travelled,
Fantastic. Oh, great. Oh, well, I've got loads to talk about there, Barry. Right, okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to play a bit of music, and because we've got loads of sport to get through, there's loads going on at the moment in Folkestone, so we're trying to keep it a little bit beachy today. So listen to this track, you're going to love this one, Echo Beach. What do you think of that? 11 degrees. Can you relate to that in terms of water temperature?
Yeah, that is pretty chilly. But luckily I get to stay on top of the board.
Oh, right, you don't go underneath. Yeah,
try and stay on top.
Okay. So have you been surfing in some warm countries before?
Yes, I've been all over the place. It's taken me to Australia, Brazil, loads of places around Europe.
Fantastic, yeah. And while we're on the subject of water temperature, I mean, do they put signs up on the beach, like when you're in Bondi, of just how warm the temperature is, places like that, or you get a rough idea?
Yeah, some places they'll put the water temperature up, but you'll get a rough idea from just getting in the water.
But when you're windsurfing, do you wear a suit?
Normally, but in hot countries you don't need to. Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, Barry, now then, let's just fill us in with a few basic backgrounds about the Folkestone Sea Sports Centre, a bit about its history. Has it had a checkered history? Because we've seen those two containers that have been opposite the lift there, the Lees lift. I mean, there wasn't much of a centre, was it really? So they have gone now, aren't they?
They've been removed, and we're now based in a different area now, which is by Folkestone Sunny Sands on the Stade. But initially there was a lot of investment and tried to get this going a few years back, but it was all more around commercially based, and that didn't work simply because the schools and community groups, and it was just far too expensive for everyone to be involved. So hence now the Shetway Sports Trust coming on board, and I've sort of set this up really. We set this up as a charity-based project, so we can drive the cost down, so schools can afford to buy into the sea sports packages and get kids out on the water and try and develop a sea sports culture in Shepway.
Right. And what sort of problems have you had trying to put this package together? Obviously, there's risk assessments and stuff like that. Has it been a long journey?
Very long. I've put hours and hours and hours of work, and that's no exaggeration. I even go to bed thinking of sea sports these days.
You woke up soaking wet, do you? Like in your flippers. Oh my God, the tide's coming again. What am I doing sleeping on the beach?
Lots of paperwork. Obviously, we want to tick all the right boxes to make sure we're fully affiliated and fully safe. The relevant insurance policies in place, and not only that, it's trying to deliver to the schools. That's going to be a main part of what we're trying to offer out to schools. And if they've got a full class full of people and the ratios are 6 students to 1 instructor, logistically that's quite tough. So we've been working ways around that to get the schools involved.
Okay, now Claudia, you're going to be one of these instructors, so what's up?
Yeah.
I've been dying to say that all week. What's up? What's up, Doc? Go on then, tell us what's up.
So, stand-up paddleboarding is just a great way to get on the water. It's basically like standing on a giant surfboard with a paddle to get you going. And it kind of is a mixture of everything, really. You need a bit of core strength to get up on the board, and it works most like all your muscle groups, really, because you're using your arms to paddle, your legs.
Yeah.
But you can go out for a nice cruise, or you can turn it into a bit of a fitness session. So there's loads that you can do with the stand-up paddleboarding.
Okay, so if a newcomer comes down and is quite comfortable in the water, and he gets onto the paddleboard, and he's confident, how long would it take him to sort of stand up? Would you start on your knees and then work your way up?
Through the session we'll take them out on their knees, get them comfortable on the board, and then get them up onto their feet, do a bit of balancing games and stuff, and then progress from there. Like, most people can get going, like master the basics of stand-up paddleboarding within like a couple of hours.
Right.
So we've had doing a session, we can kind of get most people up on their feet by the end of a session.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, sounds really exciting. I think this paddleboarding, there's been a little bit of it up the coast, up New Rum, Greatstone and up there. So a few individuals go out, but it would be nice to have a centre where people can come along and learn the basics and learn them properly, I suppose, because if you teach yourself, you're probably falling off for the first 20 minutes. But that'd be great. It sounds like a great adventure. Okay, we're going to play a bit of music, and what's coming up next? We got a bit of Foo Fighters. Let's have a listen to this.
105.9 Academy FM.
Saturday Sport. You're listening to the Sports Ferret on Academy FM.
Academy FM.
For the sports centre, Sea Sports Centre down there. What other functions are you going to be doing, or is it just the SUP?
No, so I'll be down there hiring out kayaks as well.
Okay.
So they'll be available to hire weekends and holidays, and I'll be offering. We'll be starting the SUP club, so we'll be doing different sessions that we'll be running, because we are limited to 6 boards at the moment, because when I'm teaching it's 1:6 in the ratio. So how we've kind of got around that is by offering more club sessions during the week. So for people who are keen suppers already that want to come and join in a bit more of a social scene, then that's available. But if you've completed the introduction to stand-up paddleboarding with me as a lesson, and I know that you're competent as a supper, then you're more than welcome to come and join the club sessions, and all our information is on Folkestone Sea Sports website.
Okay.
On the SUP page.
We'll make sure that we get that word out, and I'll be sharing all this information on my Facebook page. But generally, in the world of sort of windsurfing and stuff like that, it seems to be a bit male-dominated. What's the kind of the ratio? What sort of audience are you trying to attract down there? Yeah.
So windsurfing is predominantly about 80 to 20% males doing it, but with stand-up paddleboarding, it's been noticed that it's like a 50-50 split.
Yep.
So a lot more women are getting involved in it.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't sort of disrespectful, but is it because it's less physical? I mean, it's quite a challenging sport, windsurfing, stand-up paddleboarding. I mean, would you hope for the sea to chop up a little bit so you could have a bit more fun, or is it sort of predominantly for a flat water?
Well, I think it's just because there's so many disciplines that you can do through stand-up paddleboarding. So if you want to push yourself, like on the fitness side of it, you can get into the racing kind of scene. If you want to just go on a nice tour, like along a canal or along the coastline, then it's just much more relaxing. And and like you can do sup fitness on it, sup yoga. That's becoming very popular.
Sup yoga?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, that'd be really cool. I bet that's really difficult. It's bad enough doing yoga in the gym, like standing up on a gym floor, let alone floating about in the ocean. But you mentioned a little point I picked up on there. I mean, is sup? Is it competitive? Are there like races? Is there?
Yeah. So it can be. So the sup racing scene has got huge over the last few years. Yeah, it's like supping is noticed as like one of the fastest growing water sports, and I think it is because of all the different disciplines you can do on it.
So is it basically on a sup race? Is it basically like from A to B?
Yeah, so it can be a course, so it can be like when you got your start line. You normally have like a running start off the beach.
Oh, really?
Out to a buoy, and like it can be just a sprint, or you can do like long distance races, so it'd be like a course that you'd go around.
Yeah.
So,
oh, wow. Yeah, brilliant.
So there's
there
loads
you
of
go.
different things you can do with it. It's
There
really
you go, suppers. There's a whole new world of supping out there. Barry, you going to have a go at supping?
Had a go, completely hooked, Kevin. Until you I didn't think I like it, but once you've had a go, you're completely hooked. And the emotion you have out on the water, looking at that beautiful coastline, so peaceful. No mobile phones, no heavy traffic. No one at home moaning at you. It's like so peaceful and relaxing.
You need a tough life, Barry. Oh, wow, it sounds really exciting. So this is what we want to do today, listeners. We want to push this out to the people of Folkestone. It's something that we might not have had before, or they might have tried before. And so this is really, really exciting. But it's not happening just over one day, Barry, is it?
No. The open weekend is...
It's the bank holiday weekend, isn't it?
2 days. It's the Saturday the 28th and Sunday the 29th.
Right.
So over 2 days from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay, brilliant. So we'll be reminding you of all this before the end of the show. And like I say, before the day's out, hopefully, I'll get more information up on my Facebook page. But in the meantime, to keep you in the mood, we're going to have a little bit of this.
If everybody had an ocean across the USA.
Harry, okay, you've been planning this for months. So give us a little blow-by-blow account of what's going to happen next weekend.
Well, it's not just us. It's for people ready to come along. We're actually going to be based on the Little Sands, where Folkestone Sunny Sands is, the small area where the groin is, right by the harbour, the opposite end to the harbour arm. A small little beach there. We'll have all our craft on display so people can come along and have a look at our equipment and what we've got. Speak to the instructors, get an idea and the flavour of things and what they're going to have available to them. There'll be some limited, obviously you've got to appreciate some limited free taster sessions out on the water. But there's also going to be other, and it's not just us, some of our partners as well. I mean, Folkestone Yacht and Motorboat Club, they're based down in the harbour. They're going to have a stand there, and they're going to be doing like a knot tying competition so people can come along, teach you how to tie a knot, and there'll be a challenge, see how quick you can get knot tied in that time to win a prize.
So someone comes up to you and says, get knotted, then you're in with a shout.
Yes. And then we're also going to have the 501 Divers Club as well. They're based around that area.
I've met a few of them. They go off Goodwin Sands and places like that.
Yeah, they go all over the place, they'll have some equipment on display and also a map of where all the wrecks are around the coastline, which would be quite interesting for people to see.
Oh, fantastic.
Because obviously with the Second World War, Battle of Britain and things, there's wrecks all over the place, and lots of things there. And another group we have as well is Gen X Sports. They're sort of based in New Romney. A good friend, in fact, a boxer friend of mine, Tony Pluckrose, has set up a sort of a business down there, and he's going to be doing kite surfing and things like that from there.
Oh wow! So there's more to it than just meets the eye. Really, there's loads going on by the sound of it.
Loads. We just want. It's not just about us. It's about making people aware of sea sports, really, and just trying, all across Shetway. It's not just about us. We really just want to promote the activities on the water.
Right. So that's Saturday. When is it? Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday. Saturday the 28th, Sunday the 29th, and that's from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m.
Right. right.
Not with the open weekend, and the other thing worth mentioning is Folkestone Rescue. You know, they've been quite supportive in what we've been doing, and they'll be on hand to offer support for the event for us.
I mean, that's probably one thing that people are asking or thinking to themselves. You know, it's a nice little bay down there. You've got to watch the tides, but you need a bit of backup. So what have you got in the way of backup to tell us about?
Well, we have a safety boat on hand, and everyone, all the lifeguards are equipped with radios, etc., to the Coast Guard and things for any real emergencies. So, you know, safety cover is really, really important, because the last thing we want is any incident. You know, we want to make people feel comfortable and safe on the water. It's quite daunting if you've got little experience, and the water can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So we want to make sure we've got the right cover in place.
Okay, so Claudia, over to you now. I mean, before people get on a paddleboard, do you have to ask them about their experience in the water? Can they swim, or you don't want any mishaps, like Barry said?
Yeah, so you do really need to swim at least about 25 metres and have the strength to pull yourself back on the board when you've fallen off.
Yeah. Are you connected to the board in any way?
You wear a leash, so if you do fall off it, the board would stay
with you.
very close to you.
Okay,
and you can
right.
just jump back
because it's not very deep down there, is it? I mean, it always seems to be like when the tide goes out, it seems to be like sand. So when the tide comes in, is there much water there?
Yeah, so I've been going out in the harbour, like in the enclosed harbour, and it's so lovely in there.
Yeah.
Like you can go around through the arches and or under the arches.
Yeah.
And the water's absolutely perfect. So,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, now, there you go. This is like a hidden gem, really. Is there? We've seen the harbour arm, which has developed, has added a new side to Folkestone. When you look back, people going, you almost can't believe that it's the harbour that you're looking back on. You think, where's that? I've never seen it from this angle. So there you go. So next weekend, you can go out on a sup and have a look back. Sounds pretty cool. Okay, I think we've time for a bit more music, and then we're going to come back. The time, as usual, is running away with us. There's so much to talk about, and so much we haven't even started yet. Okay, we're at the time now, so we've got a few points to clear up. Claudia, over to you now. Now, we were talking off air, so people want to come down to the Sunny Sands. Do they just turn up? Do they need to bring anything?
Yeah, so all the equipment will be provided. Wetsuits, we've got wetsuits coming, and all you'll need to kind of bring with you is your swimwear to wear underneath your wetsuit, and some suitable footwear that you don't mind getting wet, either to walk down to the beach or leave on the beach while we're out on the water. That's
a good point there. I mean, do people go barefoot on the board, or do they need some sort of foot?
Yeah, so I go barefoot, so it's up to
individual,
up to the individual really, whatever they feel comfortable in doing. So if they want to wear footwear, that's no problem.
Okay,
so yeah,
brilliant. Now Barry, we were just once again a few points to make up. Who are we targeting, and tell us a bit about what your audience participation hopes to be.
Well, we really want this sport accessible for all, but we realise a key point is getting the schools involved. I mean, if we can give every school child, the current school child, at least one experience out on the water, and until you tried something, you don't know whether you like it, and that's why we're making it affordable, to give them the opportunity to try it. If they try it, they love it, hopefully, they'll take it up as a hobby and get involved in the clubs, and we can grow it, because we want a culture we want a coastline like Weymouth with people out in the water all the time, and we're only going to get that if we give people the opportunity to try these sports and hopefully generate an interest.
So let's recap the sports that are going to be on at the weekend.
Yes, we've got some kayaking.
So all right, let's describe a kayak. It's the long, thin with a pointy bit at each end.
Yeah.
What, single person, is it?
We've got singles and we've got double kayaks as well. And the good thing with that is if you don't like falling and getting wet, they're very stable.
Yeah.
It's perfect. If you've got a very, reasonably young child, and with the double ones, a parent can take them out.
Okay.
So, they're very unlikely. You've got to be a little bit silly to capsize it.
Yep.
So it's really stable, very relaxing. And when you're tired, you can just sit back and relax.
Right, okay. Anything else?
Obviously, of course, the stand-up paddleboarding, which Claudia's talked a lot about today, but also dinghy sailing. We've got a fleet of toppers which are arriving on Friday in time for the event, so people can see these tiny sailboats.
What are toppers then?
Little sailboats, really. Very small craft. Very, basically they've been around for years and years. This model.
It's a bit like the old mirror dinghy sort of thing.
Yeah. It's a little dinghy with a sail. A great way to learn how to sail, really.
Yeah. brilliant. Okay, so people just turn up. They come and see you guys, and they don't need to bring anything except their swimwear and some footwear and a towel, of course. Yeah. And but it sounds like a great weekend. We are living by the coast, and I think this is going to enhance what we do along the coast here. I mean, Claudia's got some great experiences of learning her trade down at Hive there and taking it all around the world. So you just never know. There might be someone out there, some individual that thinks, this is for me, and goes on and on, goes sort of a bit higher up the ladder. So this is a great stuff. This is, and so we could say we're running a little bit out of time now. Winding the neck of Kelly Clarkson there, have her playing in the background because I can't believe how quickly it's gone. Right, Barry, over to you. Tell us a little bit about summing up. Go on.
Just quickly, just want everyone to come along, get involved in this project. The Roger DeHaan Charitable Trust, we've got to thank a lot for they've invested a lot of money in this to make this work for us. So a big thank you to them. But we want you to come along and see what we're offering, because this really is giving opportunity to the local people to come along and try something different.
Okay, Claudia. Now then, thanks so much for coming in. I'll tell you, I'd like to sit down with you for an hour and you could tell me all about Brazil and Australia. But anything else you want to say? You just want to encourage people to come along?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity that Shetway Sports Trust is helping get going and get people out on the water. And I've been lucky in a way, being a small majority of people to be able to use our coastline. So I want to help offer that to everyone else.
You want to give something back?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Claudia, Barry, thank you so much for coming in. It's been a great journey, and we'll have to find out how it all goes. But I just want to play one little minute. This is for Tim Warren, and I want to wish him all the best because he's off to Wembley this afternoon. So good luck, Palace, and we'll see you all next week.